And we are live, guys. How you doing there, Clyde?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Not too bad, not too bad. Just woke up not too long ago. Had about a 10 and a half hour shift. So
Ouch.
slept pretty good.
That's always good, man. Get that sleep while you can.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah, I'm
no.
sure the older you get, the worse it gets, right?
Yep. You have to work for it when you get older.
Yeah, because I noticed that I've gotten to be a much lighter sleeper than I used to be. Like, I used to be able to sleep through anything, but now any little thing wakes me up.
God, when I was in the Army, I was at Fort Jackson. I actually slept through a brawl or a. I'm trying to think brawl brouhaha. Basically, yeah, I get shaken on my cot, and I'm looking up, and there's the colonel, two majors, four captains. Like, good evening. And they said, why didn't you do anything, Lieutenant? Why didn't you do anything about the riot that was here? What riot, sir? Yeah, a couple of the NCOs are like, yeah, he slept through it all, man. We never saw. We were actually starting to throw each other against his bunk, so we could wake him up, but he would not.
What's going on, Peter? How you doing, Ken? Checking in from Pittsburgh as always, bud. What you wearing today, Clyde?
Actually, I'm wearing my Jacquet Bros. GMT.
Nice.
Come on.
I'm wearing James sent me in his Seiko. It's one of the cocktail time lineups, but it's like the limited, which limited edition for Seiko is like a mega limited edition. It's like a joke, but it's one of their limited edition. The green now. I have to send you a picture of it. It's actually it's from the one named after the actual drink that the Japanese, I guess some famous Japanese bartender made. So,
nice. No, there's a Presage, I think. No, yeah, and actually, some of those Seikos, they're not Grand Seikos, they're Seikos, but even though they're just Seikos, some of those actually look pretty damn decent.
This one will surprise you, man. For $400 or $500 for the dial and everything, I'm not normally like a dress watch kind of guy, but I would consider this along the lines of a dress watch, and it actually wears pretty casually too. Wears pretty well.
So, well, here's what I'm saying, okay? And I'm starting to think right now, if you call a watch a shitter, that's like a badge. You're wearing a badge of ignorance.
Yeah, exactly. I used to use the term beater watch, and I remember the live stream we had a while ago about saying like I think we should change the name beater watch because somebody's beater watch might be somebody's grail watch,
True. Or
depend on people's budgets.
Yeah, and some people might find it offensive. I'd say maybe calling it a beat off watch.
A beat around watch?
Sure. Or a daily driver.
There you go. That's a better term for it. Daily driver, definitely. Just like Squally. Squally gets a bad name just because it's, of course, who reps
you were really going to try to host me in my own petard, aren't you?
But I actually do like Squally watches. They're actually pretty decent for what you get.
Yeah.
Now, if they're made in Switzerland, that's neither here nor there. But even most of the Swiss watches aren't really made fully in Switzerland.
Well, it kind of depends. Also, I'm just going through and just went to the bank, went to the safe deposit box, and I'm kind of debating what to do next in the collection.
Think about selling off some more pieces?
Yeah.
Okay.
And rotating, actually.
Consolidating, or are you trying to sell 3 or 4 and get one really nice one?
I've already got one really nice one.
I guess you keep that one close to the bow.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. Oh my God. I might get 2 really nice ones, but see, it also kind of depends. Right now, though, it's insane. Everything is crazy. It's totally insane. Like, well, and again, like if you look for anything specific, I almost don't know if you could find anything.
I was surprised when I went to Raleigh. Like, I don't know if you saw that video, the watch shopping video I did. But I was surprised when I went to Raleigh. I actually had the white dial Amigo, which is hard to find. The Seamaster, the new one, the wave
Yeah.
dial.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe sometimes you get lucky. And that one place, the Bailey's, of course, it was used. It wasn't at Finks. Finks, he had like maybe a date just in the case. You walk by the Rolex case, and all of it was pretty much empty. But the Bailey's in the mall there actually had a couple used pieces I've seen the pictures of. And that two-tone, I don't think was that bad of a price. They wanted what, like 10 for it, I think? For a two-tone bluesy. And I feel like they're under.
No, I hate to say it. Now 10 for two-tone bluesy is almost a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like
granted, it's an older one, I think, from like late 90s or early 2000s, but it was in great condition.
But it's a fun, yeah. But yeah, no, I think these days 5-digit. Okay, I think 10, even for a 5-digit in great condition, is still, yeah. It used to be, the bluesy was the unwanted stepchild, or the red-headed stepchild, and so those things would trade all day long, even after things went initially started to go crazy. They like 7 or 7,500 day in, day out, day in, day out. But even they're starting to go nuts.
Ken's saying he's thinking about trying the new PRX from Tissot with the Powermatic 80. That's a good looking watch, man. For the money, what's the automatic version going to be, like 500? You should be able to get it probably around 500-600 probably.
Well, okay. Here's the problem. Okay, and here is the problem. You're not going to be able to get it. You're not.
It's a hype watch. It's a great looking watch.
No, it's not even that. I mean, yeah, well, okay. Yeah, I think the hype is extending to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that normally would not be a hype watch. That would almost be, a shiter to use.
$700. That's not a bad price for a Swiss made.
Swiss grade integrated bracelet? Oh, hell.
Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. But it's getting to where if it has caught anyone's attention, if it's been featured in
Hodinkee,
or just like more than a few YouTube channels, or if they've done anything more than just the basest amount of advertising, even just out there in the world, it's gone. It is gone.
Yeah, that's the watch collecting world. I think there's a lot more people getting into it too. Like, I think it's becoming more of a, like, it's not really a fad, but I think it's becoming more like the car hobby kind of was, because I was in the car hobby. So cars have always been popular, but it wasn't until like TV shows and stuff started picking up that they got really, really skyrocketed.
And that's why if Roman or the Timepiece Gentleman, or if they get picked up by a channel or even
Netflix,
that's going to be a bad day. That's going to make life even worse, because you're going to have even more. More people joining the hobby just wanting to make a quick buck, just thinking, these idiots are doing it. Why can't I?
Underachieving watch collector, what's up, bud? He's saying he hasn't bought a watch for 18 months now because the market's been crazy. There's buys out there. You just gotta look. Like the Baileys, like I said, that I feel like Baileys actually had their Rolexes even though they were used. And my buddy Jason even said that. He's like, they're kind of underpriced, we think, right now. Like, we could probably, not that I would, I'd probably buy one and keep one, but he's like, I might buy one and try to sell one to somebody like Rowan for a couple grand. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the funny part. I think Tudor. I think Tudor right now is something is a good deal if you're getting more than what you're paying.
Mm-hmm. Tudor is where Rolex used to be, right? About 10 years ago, wouldn't you say?
I'd say even better than that, because right now Tudor, and besides the fact being Rolex's younger hipster brother, but they deliver more than what they charge.
Yeah, a lot of bang for buck.
exactly, and just in so many aspects of the line. For instance, the Black Bay, the Panda chronograph.
Mm-hmm.
So just anything Panda right now, or reverse Panda, those things are going to immediately catch people's attention.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got the B01 movement that's been extensively reworked by Tudor, and you can't basically Breitling's movement, but significantly cheaper than anything Breitling sells.
Yeah, because I was looking at the Super Ocean Heritage too that I used to own. He had one at Finks too. He had the 42, and I can get a decent discount, especially through Rich over at Saltzman's, because I work with them a lot. But they're like close to $6,000 retail.
Yep.
For Super Ocean Heritage too. They I believe have the actual Tudor movement in the Breitling, right? Did they swap?
Yeah. But on the other hand, we're talking about, it's a chronograph. I mean, it's a diving watch versus a chronograph.
Mm-hmm.
Penn Spears and AD trailing Tudor's Breitling. Oh,
RDA.
Yeah.
I like the Santos. I saw Bruce Williams just picked up a Santos. So that's a nice kind of. Those actually wear a little bit better. Could be kind of like a more of an everyday watch, like this Seiko Cocktail Time, even though it's more kind of on the dressy side.
Yeah,
you can kind of get away with wearing it a little bit more.
But I think the Panda, and the Reverse Panda deliver more. I think they're undervalued, even at MSRP. I think the Black Bay 925. I think the silver one is just one hell. I mean. Hell of a watch, especially for the price it's charging. And then as been pointed out, the graphite one, not the graphite, ceramic one, the one they just announced this last week. That's just it's a ceramic watch, an attractive ceramic, well-made watch from a major brand that is just killing everyone else.
Now, I still feel like one that we haven't talked about for a while is this a great brand for kind of high horology for on a budget. I think is the Zenith, the new Chronomaster, if you can get a hold of one, compared to the Daytona.
Yeah, well, I don't think you can get a hold of one.
Because I was talking to ECJ where I bought my old Primero, and Jonathan said the new manager over there. He's telling me they're backed up the orders for like a year already.
Yep.
Like he can't even get one in display case hardly.
Yep, and it's like that for anything. If it's caught everyone's attention, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
TFB, you either have to be right there. And when I thought about it, I almost should have made a play for one of the ceramic ones, but it's like, God, I don't want to load completely down on Tudor. But there are worse things.
You know what surprised me? I tried on the Ranger at Finks. They had a couple of those, and that's actually a pretty good looking watch, even compared to the Explorer that I used to like, which I still like the Explorer. But for an alternative.
So which one was it on? Was it on the bracelet? Was it on the bun?
Well, they had both. They had the bun and the bracelet in stock.
Well, and like I said, I basically said, I could pick one up on the bun strap for like $2,400. Because it's just like, well, I can't. Well, prove it's discontinued. Well, how do I do that? Sell it to me for discount. Because if it's a current production Tudor, you can't sell it. You have to sell it for MSRP. You can only discount it if it's discontinued. They're like, oh shit, that's a good point. I
didn't know that.
Well, it depends. Well, that's my AD, and I'd do the same thing to yours. Go back and say, hey, that's discontinued. It's no longer current production. What But of course, that's almost quaint. That's almost quaint, isn't it? Back in my day, when a watch was discontinued, it sold for less money. Because everyone wasn't playing the collectible game.
That's like when we were at it was actually the Reeds at the mall. The guy had this. I sent you the picture. He had the GMT Pepsi. It was like 30 years old, man. He said he bought it brand new.
Yep.
Back in the day.
Well, and but I think, like I said, I'm one of the larger Tudor places is like literally like half a mile from me, or probably one of the largest ones in the state. if not the largest one. And you can walk in there and you can get the 58 blue and get the normal 58. You can get the Diet Pepsi. So many of those ones, and the classic ones. I think Tudor is offering so much value at this time. I think
exactly, and I tried on the new Black Bay. You remember how I had the old one with the Ed of the Rose? It was a little bit chunky. The new one wears so much better than the old one does. It's a huge improvement over how it wears. Like it's almost like a perfect watch to me.
Well, not to mention the fact that even the Black Bay Chrono, even the Panda, it's a cuff dweller. It'll go in and out, like a little sea creature going in and out of its cave.
Like I could honestly see, I'm a dive watch guy, of course, so I can honestly see in my collection the Breitling, of course, rebuying it, the Super Ocean Heritage, to having a Planet Ocean, because I love that white dial with the orange bezel. That fit me perfect for my big wrist. And then probably a Black Bay, like the black, like Bobby has, something kind of like that. And then that would be like a perfect little collection for me, even without any Rolex in it.
Well, yeah, and Ken, like I said, it's like, God, how long was it? God, maybe like 2016 or something like that. I went to Pittsburgh, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go look for all the online sources and look, and it's like, God, there's nothing in Pittsburgh. But the reason why is one or two resellers had basically vacuumed up the market, and and basically, and meanwhile here locally, the Timepiece Gentleman. Sorry, has done the same thing in Dallas.
Yeah.
So I guess I should be thankful because I'm saving so much wear and tear in my car.
Yeah, you're not driving as much on it.
Yeah,
but you just got a brand new Camry, didn't you?
Corolla, believe it or not.
Corolla. Okay. Yeah, I thought you got a brand new one.
Well, I wanted a manual. So, and it's nice having a manual.
Nice. And by the way, this has been a thought that was been in the back of my mind to kind of change the subject a little bit. I was thinking about doing a get together here, probably next, because it'll have to be like a year out just to plan it for everybody. Because I was talking to Rob, and I think I could probably get Roman to come because he was talking about coming to the beach sometime too. Maybe doing like a YouTube kind of watch meetup, and then have like all the people come here for like a little family vacation type thing. What do you guys think about that?
Possibly. There's always vintage Rolex or vintage Rolex watches or collecting vintage Rolex watches. He's right in your backyard. He would go. He would, of course, he'd probably love to get on camera just to give the Minotaur the finger. God, he loves to give the Minotaur the finger.
And I was talking to Rich from Saltzman's. He said they would probably be down for he could bring some pieces down or whatever. Ship some down with him, fly down. So. Try to get a couple more people to like sponsor it or something like that. Do like a big watch meetup or something if we can get enough people.
Exactly. Everything is just going nuts. Everything that is valued. Well, and like I said, remember all this time I've been saying like the overseas generation one, it's not undervalued anymore. They're basically, you can't get one like in 37 and 37 millimeter. That was 42040 or 42042 for less than $10,000.
You think a lot of people are getting used to wearing smaller watches now? Because before they would stay away from the smaller ones.
Yeah. Well, because I have family in South Carolina. Okay. Well,
Definitely
keep in mind, a lot of people are blessed with. There's like one of our local judges, and he was like, "Well, 36 is almost, as big as I want to go." I said, "Jesus God, in the world of horology, the world is your oyster, because that is seen as too small. But that's seen as too small of a size. So you could literally go and just." Oh my God! If you wanted to go into vintage, or, of course he's a judge, so he could get a couple of dress watches really easily and just. But no, number one, the 42042 is 37 millimeters, which is
What's up,
bigger than
Bruce?
36. Hey, oh, that's right. He's working. Okay, but it's those. I'm looking around. So like for my, of course, everyone's giving me shit about the cheese watch. Remember that?
Yeah.
You can't hardly find those now. The only one that can find one that's, again, twice what I paid for one a couple of years ago is in Japan. But even that is a hefty sum of money. I've been kind of consulting the really higher end pieces. I've been kind of going into a couple of other ones, brands
Mm-hmm.
like did you see Watchbox Market watch yesterday
No,
morning?
I didn't get a chance to catch up on that one.
Well, thing is, I was talking to that Mike Manjos was reading questions. Well, what do you think about the current watch market? How you think of it? You think it's helping current independents? And he said, "Oh my God, yes. We've always been a fan of independents. We've jumped on a couple of brands when they first came out, but it's just like it's just saying just a few that came out: Grunfeld, early Frank Mueller, and especially early Daniel Roth."
Yeah. I would
And
definitely say collectors like Rick and Bill are probably ones to follow because they usually have pretty good eyes on what to get, don't they?
well,
Like Rick Remicker and Bill Sanders.
yeah.
I would
Well,
say people like that are ones to definitely, especially Bill.
well, and the thing is, though, literally, we're kind of talking about that, and it was right before he did his, but we were watching it at the same time, saying, "Shh, God damn it! No, shut up, damn it." Yeah, I think, and I've made a place on. I've actually got a couple of early Daniel Roths
Mm-hmm.
and a Roger DeWay. And since I got those, we're talking literally within a period of a couple of weeks. It's just like prices have jumped up on those.
Now, what are your thoughts? This is change the subject a little bit too. What are your thoughts on the new Hermes watch?
I think it's I think it's going to become.
You think it's like a mix of maybe not really hipster, but maybe like fad meets the watch nerd kind of thing, like a popular thing meets like a cross culture kind of thing?
Like I said, there's one design in particular. It makes me almost like a tuxedo dial, and that has caught my attention.
And what movement is in that? Is it some kind of high end movement, or is it some kind of off the shelf like Etta?
Well, I was gonna say Minerva just as like a knee jerk reaction, but I actually think that's Mont Blanc.
Yeah, Mont has the Minerva.
Do
Frank Mueller. I don't know. I think Frank Mueller might be making a little bit of a comeback for them.
not deprive me of my darling. What? What he said?
Oh, my darling. Do not
what he
forsake
what?
me, oh, my darling, until I see Frank Mueller dead. I guess, is he actually talking about Frank Mueller, or is he talking about the brand itself?
No, he's probably talking about Frank Mueller. And one of the, and if you want to be really morbid about it, and Bill is saying, "Shit, Daniel Roth's my age, but he looks like 5 miles of bad road."
Frank Mueller is one of those kind of niche brands. Like I've noticed a lot, like in a lot of movies and stuff. Have you noticed that? Like a lot of the Hollywood artsy kind of people wear them.
But on the other hand, you could say Daniel Roth and Roger Dubois. I used to call him Roger's Debris for the longest time. But no one can really doubt their accomplishments as watchmakers.
Yeah.
The validity of their brands. Maybe not, And
they're definitely unique. I'll give them that.
However, and if you're one of those guys that's walking around saying shitter, again, if you use the word shitter to describe a watch, you're wearing the badge of ignorance.
Yeah, because I mean, I can appreciate just because it might not be my taste, just like the Jacob Co. like astronomy or whatever. Like I would
Yeah.
not wear that. That thing I don't think is nothing I would wear, but I can appreciate the thought and the
Yeah.
artistry and everything that went behind it. You know what I mean?
Well, really, when you think about it, I mean, I just want to. I think it's possible to go totally subjective. I think the only valid compliment you give watch is I love it, and I think the only valid criticism is it's not my cup. It's not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm. Same thing goes with cars. Like if there's a car like I see just like overdone, whatever, to each their own. But I can appreciate the amount of work that he or she put into it. You know, and it's
Right.
like I might not like donks or whatever they're calling, you know, the ones with the big wheels and all that look I think ridiculous. But if they like it, hey, that's what they like.
But everything is being snatched up. And as for the, I wouldn't be surprised if the Hermes, if that, and I know which one you're talking about, and I've seen it, and that's it's like, ooh, hey, But like Ming, even Ming, for God's sake, all it takes is a few peep channels saying Ming watches. It's like, yeah, I've looked at Ming. I kind of, it's almost the same type of dial. It's
They're not bad looking watches at all. I mean, I like them, but it just doesn't fit my lifestyle. Like what I would wear. You know what I mean? I wouldn't wear it.
well, dude, what's your lifestyle? It's a Casio.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, so everything technically. Well, anyway, unless you're going on a date watch.
Yeah, like where we went to eat the other night in I think Fleming's Steakhouse. We got a tomahawk, man. It was like 20 something ounces. We don't always pay that, or I don't always pay that much. It was their birthday, so
Yeah.
But it was Tomahawk Tuesday. It was like 2 entrees, 2 sides, 2 desserts, and a big tomahawk for like $125. That's not bad.
Yeah. Now, the drama mama always likes seafood.
Okay.
Now, and Garbage Fire, on the other hand, loved her alcohol. So, yeah.
Yeah, she likes mine likes seafood too. So
Yeah, you live on the beach. I mean, for fuck's sake. Yeah. But on the other hand, yeah. Oh God, it's. Oh, and of course,
but yeah. What's up?
All right, give me 1 second if you want to address some comments. Let me. Otherwise, I'll talk through time.
Peter saying yeah, Fleming's was a nice restaurant, Peter, up in Raleigh. We went to, as you saw in my video, we went to Raleigh for a couple days for her birthday. So it's pretty nice up there. Nice area. There's a lot to do up there. Expensive city though. Definitely expensive. But it was pretty cool though. That's where I went and saw went to Thanks because my buddy is he's bought a lot of watches from there. So the manager over there was kind enough to let me try on and film everything.
Yeah.
So because he's bought like all kind of watches from like different Rolexes. He's got a white gold Daytona. I didn't get to see it, but he's got the white gold Daytona. He said his dad comes in and takes his watches. So he comes in and just like tries on anything, and he just takes it with him. He's like, "Oh, it's my dad. I can't really say anything."
Yep.
So yeah, he's got a white gold Daytona too on top of the AP. I see the picture of the AP, right, Con?
Now, who's this?
My buddy Jason.
Nice.
Yeah, he said I think he's gonna let me review it at some point. He was talking about shipping it down, but I was like, I'll just drive up rather than risk losing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like just like postage.
So what?
There are. Well, yeah, and I actually had to ship a couple of really high value watches, and there are very, very, very specific instructions how you just drop it.
Yeah. So, like I said, I was like, it's not a bad drive up there. So I told him it was like, I'll just come up there, review it sometime, rather than you like risk losing shipping.
I would use shipping camouflage, basically.
Yeah.
There's it's like back at the old Saturday Night Live there, they more or less had like the modern luxury car for New York City, because you'd go in inside and it would be plush and fitted out with everything, but the outside it looked like a hoopty piece of crap. So that way you could park it where you wanted to and enjoy the nice ride, but no one would molest your car. And I almost do the same thing for shipping watches. I mean, if it's just like when I ship and I've had a couple of people agree with me, and they said, "Oh yeah, we totally get what you're going after, and that's actually shrewd." But though, yeah, if there's people thieving packages, if I send one out, it would be the last one they would choose. They'd say, "I don't know what the hell's in here, but I probably don't want it."
Yeah, somebody might be wearing a new AP. New to them. Foreman Colossus is saying that he's having deja vu about Seiko's new reissues. Weren't the same reissues released last year or the year before? He feels like Seiko is gaming the news cycle, knowing anything will be reposted.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of watch brands are taking advantage of that now. Even like social media, which a lot of them are finally starting to use social media as platforms.
But literally,
even Oris is sending out pieces to like reviewers and stuff now, straight directly from the brand.
But I actually think anything is going to be, and again, if anything has caught the public's attention, or even though we're just such a nutball little fringe group, if it's even caught our attention, it's either going to become unobtainable, or it's going to be prohibitively expensive. And again, like some of the watches I've picked up the last couple of weeks, I'm not going to really go into detail what they are, at least yet. But Jesus, it's just like, God, they've gone up like 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,000 just when I was looking like a week or two. And these are brands that everyone used to, the Horn ones and his disciples used to call Shiders. So, I still think Longines. I think Tudor.
Yeah, I tried that Longines Legend Diver on at Sphinx. They're a Longines dealer, and it actually wore a little bit big on me.
Well, the trouble is, Longines also has boutiques, so they're kind of starving their ADs. They would almost sell people the brand directly or to their boutiques in real life. So if you go look at Longines, like an AD, like again the AD just right down the road for me, they have Longines, but it's almost like the dregs. It's almost like the stuff that they it's like
okay, this is not the Hydra Conquest or any of those.
No,
they had a Hydra Conquest. That's not a bad looking watch.
I just don't like the Hydra Conquest. I'm sorry that I look at that one and I just think I look at that and I just immediately think mid-tier or lower watch.
And you know what actually surprised me too? Of course, I'm a big Orange fan, but I tried on. They had a Tag Heuer, a Formula One, an automatic, and it was I think like 1,200, which I could probably get it for 8 or 9. I may end up picking one up as a kind of a daily kind of watch because those are not.
Why not get a Heuer Link?
I'm not a big fan of Link.
And I hate to be that way because I know sometimes it's real popular just to dump on the watch that everyone else is dumping on.
And I've actually got a Tag Connect. You guys will see the unboxing probably the next couple of days. The video of this Seiko I'm wearing, and then I've got a Tag Heuer connected smartwatch, and it's actually not a bad little watch. I don't know. I'm not usually a smartwatch kind of guy, but for $1,200 though, it's a little on the pricey side for a smartwatch.
Vintage, and again, even vintage, all the good vintage is being sucked away, going up, unavailable or going up in price. I've got like an oversized. I don't have a Tag Heuer. Sorry,
a vintage Heuer, not a Tag.
Yeah, it's called a Big Eyes, and it's basically from it was made like a Valjoux. It's made from like the mid 30s to the late 40s, And hell, I picked that one up for under $1,000.
Nice.
Yeah. But now all you do is say Hoyer pre-Carrera, and people will murder, which
Yeah.
is, I think is kind of abusive. I think it's kind of bullshit.
Hodinkee kind of made that, didn't they? Didn't they make like Hoyer?
Yeah.
Kind of popularize it.
Hoyer and the Universal Smith.
Zoom meeting with Longines a few days ago. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, what's up, Flippin' Zippo? How you doing, bud? He's asking if we saw the Google G-Shock. I hadn't seen that one.
No.
Have they? I've seen the Budweiser G-Shock. That's actually pretty interesting to watch.
Does it screen light up and warn you every time you say anything negative about the Chinese Communist Party?
I don't know.
See, that's the other thing about Google. And that's the other thing about YouTube. God, they are kissing commie ass.
I have noticed that YouTube's gotten a little more lax because whenever I upload a video now, it asks me like if I have any profane language or if it's controversial.
Say something negative. Say something negative about the People's Republic of China and see how quickly you get demonetized.
So now I guess you can cuss a little bit more. Not that I cuss on my videos really anyways, but I guess you can cuss a little bit, which I mean Nico gets away with it. Like he cusses like every other word. But
well, and the thing is though, yeah, Bobby Likes took my video down because people were offended. Okay. Number one, and it's just like, okay, number one, I'm sorry. I didn't bring any Vagisil with me. My apologies. Number two, I've dropped more F-bombs than the Soviet Union. Number three, it's like, Bobby, you could have said, hey, really, by the way, before we go on, Clyde, really, I'm trying to keep a clean show.
Yeah.
To watch your language. Oh, okay. I will be mindful. At least I can be mindful of that. And also part of it is that the topic that when we chose our own topics, I chose the Bark and Jack one. Does social media do more harm for the hobby than good? And I got my juices flowing on that one. I got worked up.
Yeah. I think it could go 50-50 on that topic because I think it does good in the sense that it probably brings more people into the watch hobby.
Yeah.
But then again, it does bad because it makes it harder for us to get the watches too.
No, part of it, and this is one of the things Adrian was talking about. And of course, it's like, well, Adrian, technically, I like you, man, but technically, you are part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because social media just becomes an echo chamber.
Because they all talk about the same brands all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's always Omega, Rolex, Tudor.
Or Patek Philippe.
Yeah, or Patek.
There is a reason why the Minotaur now has Rolex in the title conspicuously every time he does something.
Say what?
Check the word
on the awesome your big eye 1940s. Fuel.
My watch has fuel, son. That's how high powered my watch is. It's got its own fuel.
It sounds French. Fuelet or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which means I'm screwed. The most I can do is, at most, under extreme circumstances, in just half-ass Spanish, maybe. Yep.
Hey, Flip is saying he'd go drinking with any of those gray dealers. Buy a watch from them, though. I feel like I might be a little bit biased, but I feel like Roman actually has decent prices, like with the market. Like he's not too overpriced.
Leaf. It's a leaf. French.
Leaf?
Okay. No, I'll have to. Okay, well, try and pronounce it. Hold on.
Feuille.
I'm trying to get to rap, but it won't. Yeah. Fe, 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 fe. Let me introduce an English word. Whatever.
All right, guys, we're going on about 40 minutes. You about ready to call it a day?
Well, yeah, I'd go drink with any one of those regulars. Never mind watch from them though. Okay, and today's live stream comment award goes to Flippin' Sippo. Yep, I think so.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys for coming on. Thanks, Clyde, for joining in.
Well, and again, Roman, he knows exactly what he's doing, but again, God, he's got the. You hope I'm having an aneurysm.
But later, guys. We'll catch you later.
All right, guys, if there's a watch you're interested in, make your move now. Don't wait. Don't dally.